The views of the guest are that of the guests and do not represent nor reflect the views and opinions of the Lockoutmen channel, the Recruiter Call channel, nor its host. This site content is for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only.
So you get up first thing in the morning and the first thing you do is check your phone and you see topics like this, man. Imagine you're at a truck stop miles away from home taking a break, and the last thing you'd expect to be stabbed by somebody you love. But that's exactly what happened at a Wyoming truck stop earlier this year. How does a moment of rest spiral into chaos and ends with a felony charge?
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for listening. And on January 17th, 2025, at Little America Travel Center in Rock Springs, Wyoming, it has become the site of a shocking incident. Check this out. A truck driver and his fiancée, 43-year-old Nicolet Ann, can't pronounce the last name, so we're just going to go with Nicolet Ann, were parked at the fuel island like so many other drivers do that day. But what unfolded next will leave one person hospitalized and another facing a serious charge. We're about to unpack the events and the motivations and the fallout from this bizarre situation. According to the reports, the truck driver has gone to lie down in the sleeper cab when an argument broke out. Nicolet, visibly upset, began yelling at him. Things escalated quickly, and Nicolet allegedly grabbed a knife, balled it in her fist, and stabbed the truck driver in his abdomen before leaving the truck and walking into the store. Let's hold up right here for a minute. Why would somebody take a drastic step in the heat of the moment? What was the case for her rage? What was the case for her fear? What happened? Well, here's where things take an even stranger turn. The truck driver, bleeding through his clothes and his abdomen, followed the young lady into the store. He confronted her and asked, "Why in the hell did you stab me?" Store employees, understandably concerned, offered to call the ambulance, but the truck driver declined. Then Nicolet told the store clerk that her fiancé, the truck driver, had been beating her and asked them to call the police. But instead of waiting there, she decided to leave before they arrived. It wasn't long enough, though, before she returned, admitted to stabbing the guy, and now she decided to wait for authorities to arrive. How often do we see this mix of confrontation, denial, and then eventual admission into crimes like this? It's rare for me and very confusing. So when the police questioned the truck driver when they arrived, he explained that Nicolet had stabbed him, withdrew the blade, and left to go into the store. Despite his injuries, he didn't seem eager to press the issue. He even tried to cancel the police call because he had a load to deliver. And that's it. That load was important. He said, yo, forget all of this, man. You guys are going to make me late for this load. I'll make the report after I get this load off. How's that? Talk about dedication to the job, man. What company you drive for and how much they pay you, my guy? Meanwhile, Nicolet was arrested and the truck driver was eventually sent to the hospital for surgery. Luckily, the wound didn't damage any vital organs, but it still requires surgical repair. It does raise a question in my mind, though. What compels someone to downplay such a serious situation? I'm curious to know that. If you guys have any curiosity on that, leave your thoughts in the comments below. So, as of now, Nicolet, can't pronounce her last name, is being held on a $70,000 bond at the Sweetwater Country Detention Center. She's charged with a felony aggravated assault, which could mean up to 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Her preliminary hearing is scheduled for January 29th, which is at the end of the month. These charges are serious, but they also spark a broader discussion though. When does a relationship reach such a breaking point, which led to this moment in the first place? Good question. I would like to know that myself. See, you never know what be going through these people's heads when they be together in the truck, man. That's why it's always a good idea to vet the person that you're thinking about teaming with. And right here, you wouldn't think nothing of it, being that this is your own fiance. Like, what really led up to the fact that this young lady decided to get a knife, and while the dude is resting in the resting, let me pause right here for a minute to give you guys a little bit of context. In the article, they did say that he was in the fuel island. He got up, got in the back to get in the sleeper to go to sleep. Now, whatever the confrontation between her and him led her to get a knife and stab him while he was asleep, while they were still in the fuel island. So I don't know. I don't know. This story isn't just about the stabbing, though. It's about the high pressure world of trucking. Is it though? Is it? I think it's more of the stabbing. I honestly don't think trucking and a high pressure of it has anything to do with it, I guess. But the isolation, it does bring a lot of mental aspects though, right? When you think about it some more, how personal relationships can suffer under the strain. Now, I can understand if this young lady was like tired, wanted to go home, or whatever the case. But do you guys agree that trucking do put a strain on y'all relationships? And if both of y'all is truck drivers together, I wouldn't think it would. But considering the tight space that y'all got between each other every day, it is kind of hard to get away from one another when need be. So drivers, check this out. Truck stops are a place that you can go and rest, but it can be a pressure cooker for some at the truck stops. Like if you get hemmed up at the fuel island, truck driver can't find parking. Let's say if you did find parking and you try to park, another driver try to come in and cut you off and try to steal your parking spot. It can lead up to those types of tension. But in this situation right here, it can highlight the complicated dynamics of domestic violence between Ann and her fiance. So drivers, I'm just going to leave this right here. What drives someone to attack a loved one in such a dramatic way? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it complexity? Or is it something else entirely? And also, why do you think they choose to stay silent or downplay the harm? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, everybody.